I'm going to show you how to create your own keychain in Onshape for this next intro to Onshape project that we're going to be doing. So once you log on, your screen will look like this. I have some projects already made, so that's why mine's filled. So if this is the first one we're doing, yours won't look like mine. But to get started, what you're going to do is click Create, which is the blue button on the top left. And then you're going to click Document to create our new file. You're going to put your last name and keychain. And then you're going to click Enter or OK, and it'll load your workspace. So now since we have our workspace all loaded, like I mentioned before, I like to use the top view on the view cube over here in the top right corner, and it just snaps right to it, so it's kind of looking down on your design from the top, like a bird's eye view, top view down. So now what we have to do is select our top view and click Sketch to create now a sketch on that top plane to get started. So we're going to be making a rectangular keychain. So what you're going to do is come over here to the rectangle button, and you're just going to drag a rectangle on. You're going to click once to start dragging and click again to snap the rectangle on to the sketch. So now what we're going to do is dimension this rectangle. So what you have to do is go up to the dimension tool, and you're going to click on your one line and bring up a dimension for it. Doesn't matter where it goes. And you're going to make this dimension 3 for 3 inches. Then you're going to click on the width of this and make it 1.5 inches. And it should look like this. Now what we're going to do is round out the corners of our keychain because we don't want it this pointy. So the tool that we're going to use for this is the fillet tool. So what this tool does is rounds out corners so they're smooth and not as pointy. So to use this tool, I'm just going to click on it, and then I want to round out this top left corner of my rectangle. So I'm going to first click on this line, and then I'm going to click on the other line that it connects to, and it'll round out the corner. So you'll see that blue line where it's rounding. So we're just going to keep it the dimension that it's preset to, that it defaults to, which is nice. So you're just going to click Enter, or you're just going to click off to the side, and it'll change it to make it round. And you're going to do the same thing with the other corners. And just keep it the default, so you should be able to do this fairly quickly. And you're good to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create an offset, so there's like a little ledge in your keychain. So what you're going to do is on the top, 2 buttons to the right, there's an offset tool. So you can click on that offset tool, and this is how you're going to make your ledge. You're going to click on your edges, and right now you could just leave it how it is, and you're going to, when it pops up the dimension box, you're going to make it 0.125. So that's 1/8 of an inch from the outside edge. So you'll see now it moves a little bit closer. So that's a nice edge. So we're going to do that to every single side. So again, 0.125. And you'll see here for this one, the line looks like it's outside of the drawing. So to make it go inside, right, because we want it on the inside of the keychain, not the outside, you'll just click on this arrow and it'll move right in there. So when you click Enter, it'll still pop up with that box. All right, so same thing with this one. Just click the arrow inside, click Enter, 0.125, Enter, and we're good to go. But now if you look closely, right, this is a big gap. So we're going to do the same thing we did up here with the fillet tool and create a curve between these two lines. So again, I'm going to click on the fillet tool. I'm going to click on one of the lines, then click on the connecting line where I want it to go. Click enter. We'll keep it the same exact default dimension, so you don't have to do anything there. And you're just going to go around to each corner and round it out. Alright, so once you have that all done, our one sketch is complete. So you can see up here it says sketch 1. So I'm going to name this, just so I can keep organized, Keychain Base. Right, so you know, just in case if we have to come back and edit it, that's what that sketch is. So once you're done, click the green check mark, and you'll see that our sketch is good to go. So now what we're going to do is we have to extrude our sketch. So the extrude button's right up here. What you're going to do is click on it. And now we have to select a face and the part of the sketch that we want to extrude or add material to. So what we're going to do is first we're going to do the inner piece. So you'll see when you kind of move your mouse to the center of your keychain, the inner line becomes yellow. So that's what you want. So once it becomes yellow, you're just going to click, and then it'll shade a dark gray. So you're going to change this depth to 0.125, and you're just going to click enter, and you won't really notice a difference. But let me just rename this also. I'm just going to name it base. But you won't really notice a difference yet. I'll kind of move around, but you could see once I move the sketch that it has become a 3D object. It's not just a 2D dimensional drawing, which is kind of cool. But now if we look, your drawing disappeared, right? So don't get nervous that your drawing disappeared. All you have to do is, you'll see over here where we put keychain base, if I hover over it, you'll still see the drawing on the screen, but it won't be there because right now it's hidden. So we want to show that by clicking on the eye, and you'll see it pops back up for you. So now we have to do the outside. So what you're going to do is kind of hover in between that middle light gray. So let me get a little bit closer here. You're going to click extrude. So now what we're going to do for this one, because we said like this is our ledge, we want to add materials. 0.25. And you're just going to click enter, and it should extrude it. So I'm going to rename this before I take a look at it. I'm just going to name it ledge, just so I know what I did. And now if we take a look, you have a nice little ledge that popped up for your keychain. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add text in the middle of our keychain. So to do that, we're going to select the surface we want it to be on. So of course we want it to be on the base. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make another sketch. So right off the bat, I'm just going to name this text so we don't get confused. Click enter. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the text tool. So the text tool is right up here. It's like a little A. And what you're going to do when you get to that plus, like we've seen with the other tools, is you're going to click and you're going to drag a text box. And once you let go of dragging that text box, you'll see over on the left, now another box came up for you to actually type what you want onto your keychain. So I'm just going to put Miss Dolce, but you could put your name, you could put your nickname, your last name. It's up to you. You could also change the font. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this one. Change the font. This one doesn't have the option to make it bold, but sometimes you can make it bold. You could flip your text, so you'll see the preview here in this little box. So you can flip it. It's up to you. So once you're done, you're going to click that check mark, and the text comes up really, really big, which is okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to zoom out to see your text fully. And if you look, so I'll zoom in a little bit more, that there's a dot in the center of your text. So that is the midway point of the text. Also on your design, there's a midway point, which is another little circle. So what we're going to do is match up these two little circles so they're even. So what you're going to do is click on the circle, hold, and then drag it. And you're gonna just drag it and try and get it to the center as best as you can. All right, so once you're done, you can click the check mark and you'll see it outlined in gray. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna extrude our piece of text so it pops out of the keychain 3D. So what we're going to do is click extrude, click our text, and you'll see already it said it's going to extrude the text. And I'm going to name this. Then what we're going to do is, it already says add, so we're good there. We're going to make it add 1/8 of a material like we've been doing for the others. Then once you're done, click the check mark again, and we can see if I rotate this that now it's extruding out and it looks kind of cool. So now what I want to do is show you how to round this outside and inside of your keychain just so it has a smoother finish. So what you're going to do is we are going to do a fillet on the outside edges of this rectangle. So what we're going to do is click kind of in the middle again, just so that outer piece or that ledge lights up in that yellow color, and then you're going to click the fillet tool. Then you're going to change it from 0.2 to 0.05. Click enter, and you'll see now that it made the ledge smooth it out so it looks cleaner. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a chamfer right here on the inside edge of the ledge, just so it kind of looks like a slide and it looks a little bit more smoother as well. So what we're going to do is you're going to click on, so what we're going to do is click on this ledge right here, click on chamfer, which is the next button next to fillet, and what we're going to do is make it 0.05 again. And you'll see, you might have to click on the ledge again like I just did. But you'll see that it kind of made, let me click on this so you can see better. If I zoom in, you could see that it looks like a slide and it dips down. So it's a more smoother edge. So now the last thing that we're going to do is we need a hole for this keychain, of course. So I'm going to make my hole in the upper top left-hand corner of the keychain. So I'm going to go back to my top view. I'm going to zoom in slightly just so you can see this better. And I'm going to click on the face, right, of course, where the hole is going to go. I'm going to click sketch. I'm going to rename this to hole, click enter. And then I'm going to get my circle tool. And I'm just going to draw a circle over here. kind of want it about 0.13. So you'll see, so 0.13. You could move it if you want to, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, it's up to you. I'm gonna leave mine like this. And then what we have to do is we have to cut through, right, so we could actually make a hole. So what we're gonna do is we're also going to extrude this. So make sure that you have both parts highlighted. I'm gonna click extrude. And this time, I know we've been adding for the last couple of times, so we don't want to add material, because if we add, you'll see that it's coming out of our keychain, and we want to take away. So we want to click remove, and you'll see it's going the opposite way now, but it's creating a hole through our keychain, which is what we want to see. So once we have that, we're going to click the check mark, and you're good to go with your keychain. Now, while you are doing this, it's cloud-based, so it saves automatically. So if we go back to our Onshape, you'll see right here that saved it. And you're good to go. And there it is.